right. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Baseball Card Junkies in Extra Innings. You got myself, you got Mike over here. So our third wheel we've actually heard from today, and you know, I'm glad to report he's alive and well. It's just adulting is getting the best of him.
Yeah,
so
he's got stuff going on.
He's got stuff going on, but he
Life
did
gets in the way.
assure me that he will be back, and we'll pick up right where we left off. So quick roll call. We've got Adrian in the chat.
She said, let's go. So we started the stream.
Yep.
So.
As soon as she said, let's go, I hit the live button. We got Tom. We got Jeff. Appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure y'all hit that like button for us. We didn't do an episode last week because I got evicted from my old studio. I'm in a new one right now. And I know in the podcast yesterday, Larkin did mention that I probably pissed off the wife that she threw me in a closet. In fact, this is a closet. Not going to lie. It's a walk-in, but
it's a walk-in. Okay. That's almost a room.
It's almost a room, but you know what? It actually works out.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, how has your 2 weeks of non-paid vacation been, Mike?
It's just the typical stuff going on, you know, working and trying to watch videos and, you know, trying to figure out what am I going to do for my next break and all kinds of stuff. But, you know, sorting cards, got everything sorted and put away again for the 15th time this year. Until somebody sends me something else, and then I have to break everything open and see, oh, do I have it? Is it a one? No, it's an extra. It's an extra, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, hey, Orlando and Alan. Alan wants everybody to hit that thumbs down button. So, yeah.
Yeah, if y'all hit that thumbs down button, you know, that's going to turn my frown upside down. All right. But, so we're going to touch up on some things that both Adrian and I covered yesterday, but we'll go into a little more depth. And, you know, again, we're going to go ahead and interact with you guys a little more, and we'll go from there. So the first thing that is on the menu is these are those new die cuts that's going to be a part of Series 2. Okay. And again, Adrian and I did not notice they were die cuts until probably about a half hour before we actually went live. Okay.
That's going to be interesting, the sleeve.
It really is, but I did bring up the point to Adrian that, and I believe we brought it up on the podcast too, Mike, where PSA is actually going to start making slabs to fit die cuts.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what a slabbed die cut would look like.
How many slabs are they going to have to make up? Because there's a ton of different die cuts out there.
You're right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, at least the one side's full, so that's good. But yeah, it's still going to be tough to get that sleeved without dinging in the corner.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I mean, it's bad enough that it's almost impossible to get a 10 from a die cut because of all those cuts and corners and everything.
It's going to be rough. And remember, you're not the only one that's going to handle it. You're going to be putting it in the sleeve and the top loader or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And then they're going to have to take it out.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, you know. You can be as gentle as you possibly can and say, oh, well, it looks great. And then they're going to go and rip it out. And it's going to be like, uh-oh, we dinged a corner.
Now, since you mentioned that, there's going to be some other things that we'll bring up that PSA is trying to field to the hobby to get our thoughts on it. So we'll see how that works out. But, yeah, I'm curious to see how that works out, though.
Now, and those inserts are going to be in Series 2, correct?
They're going to be in Series 2, yep.
And they're going to be very short printed, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next thing that came up in the shoot, and I found this one kind of awkward too. So it looks like Walmart is getting into the hobby. Okay. And they're not running breaks themselves, because I don't think they're gonna pull one or two individuals from like produce, dairy, seafood, anything like that. What they're doing is, yeah, exactly. Just imagine if Aldi gets into the breaking realm. Are you going to be running the brakes?
I would have to be running the brakes. There's no doubt about it.
So They actually collaborated with We the Hobby, okay, and this was their icebreaker. Now, I did jump into that live stream for a brief moment just to see what kind of vibe it gives off. And this is no different than being on a Fanatics live break or a loop break. Okay. But I guess with this one, since it's the very first one, they're looking forward to doing more breaks with We the Hobby and probably inviting other selected breakers as well.
So are they going to be funding We the Hobby, or they're probably going to be supplying them with product, right?
I do know, well, they might be supplying the product and they're supplying the platform.
Okay.
And they probably have some form of agreement where whatever money is made from said break, it gets cut up between the two organizations.
I like that, Tom. Walmart doesn't even know how to put it like together.
Yeah, this is true.
Here, we want you to rip this pack. So they open it up and start ripping all the cards. All right, there you go.
Exactly. But from what it looks like, they started out with some football, which obviously that's going to be their go-to. Nobody really cares about baseball except us minions.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they do plan on running more breaks, wish them luck. I don't foresee myself getting into one of them because there's more than enough breaking platforms out there.
Now, what if Target did it and then you could use your red card to get a 10% discount?
That was you know what? That was a thought that I had. If Walmart is doing it, it's just a matter of time before Target does.
Well, you know, the whole thing is wherever there's money to be made, these corporations are going to go for it. Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
You know, they can't keep the product on the shelf, but, you know, they have product for breaks.
This is true.
Yeah.
So I was actually excited about bringing this one up. I knew it wasn't going to fit well in the actual podcast with Adrian and I because it's not hobby related. It's more baseball. But this one was a long time coming. The trial of Wander Franco. Okay, so Jeff Passan actually, and he's real good at reporting stuff, and he happens to be one of the most reliable sources involved in the hobby, in the sport. So this was posted May 31st, and they're talking about Monday, the trial will begin, which is today. And basically the prosecutors who are looking to put him away say that they have conclusive evidence to support the charges of sexual abuse, sexual exploitation against a minor, and human trafficking. So I was looking at some of these comments, and the first one that stuck out to me was from Skyline 619. So do the Rays get their money back?
I don't think they do. I mean, they already paid them.
I mean, this is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how the laws work in regards to a convicted sex offender in the Dominican Republic.
Like in football, if you're cut, you don't get paid. That's it. You keep your signing bonus, but everything else after that, you're done.
It's null and void.
Yeah. In baseball, I don't exactly know how that works. I don't know if you get, they basically cut him from the team, right? So is he still under contract? Is he still going to collect that money even though he's not playing? Is it guaranteed money? You know?
I mean, now here's the thing. If he's going through the trial in DR, he's convicted. Does that conviction or that label carry over stateside? That's one question that I have, because I do know, like, for example, if he was to have the trial in Florida, okay, Florida is by far one of the worst states to have a trial and be convicted as a sex offender because you're basically punished for life.
Yeah.
They'll give you your little prison time, which is all good. After your time is done, all opportunities, all your civil rights are stripped from you for life. And basically you're nobody.
Well, I would think if he's convicted, that I don't think the Rays have to pay him. That's what it comes down to. I don't know how long he was signed for. I don't know how many years are on the contract.
I believe they signed him for like 12 or 18. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't even pay him. What's he going to do? Go after him for what?
Yeah. But I mean, whatever it would, I really don't know. It's gonna hurt. Obviously, after this whole deal, even if he comes away scot clean, I don't foresee a return to MLB.
No, I don't see it either.
Okay, because I mean, look at who is it? Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer, yeah.
You know, everybody is considering bringing him back, but
nobody's doing it.
In their mind, the fans are gonna have a newfound distaste of the fact that they have this person in their organization.
Yeah.
So I mean, now for those individuals that actually collect Wander Franco and have paid a pretty penny,
you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
I mean, there's really no other way behind it. I would guess he broke some clause in the contract. That's a good point, Adrian.
Yeah. What is the contract? That's the whole thing. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of clauses in there that they
because
signed.
I'm sure, if I remember correctly, Tatis, he got hurt in the off season,
and
I guess that's what led to him using the damn cream. So, or something along the lines where he did get hurt. When they renegotiated the contract or threw an extension at him, they threw a clause in it. Don't do anything stupid to hurt yourself.
Don't be stupid, you moron.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, it's either way, whether he's convicted, whether he's acquitted, he's pretty much done with baseball.
He's done in the MLB, yeah.
And MLB.
He'll have to play in Mexico or something like that.
Yeah, or he'll probably go to Korea or Japan or something like that. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sucks, but you know, you made your bed, now you're gonna have to lay in it.
Yeah.
That's just the way it rolls. All right, so this one's probably gonna be a little bit fun. So what do we think about Mr. Sale and his Hall of Fame candidacy up to this point?
Okay, well, when we talked about this backstage, I'm like, we're thinking about what's his age, and you said between 32 and 35, and I said I think he's about 33, and then we found out that he's 36. If he was 33 and put together about 5 good years, yeah, I could see it. Do we have his stats? Career
stats. He's over 50 in WAR, which is almost a lock for Hall of Fame. He's 141 and 86.
I mean, he's got good numbers, though. For the amount of games that he's pitched, he's got really good numbers.
Yeah. And I mean, look at his resume. He's got a Cy Young, a Triple Crown. He's got a ring, ERA title, Gold Glove, 8-time All-Star.
But he's 36. He's got to get to 200. I mean, even 200 is not it's not a magical number anymore. You know, I mean, before you got to 300 wins, you were a lock.
Now, they did say he was the fastest to 2,500 strikeouts.
Well, yeah, and where's he at? 2,500 strikeouts?
He's at 2,500.
Oh, in the amount of games that he pitched.
Yeah.
Okay, not in the amount of the years that he actually. Wow, looking at his numbers now, what's the chat saying about this? Because if he were to retire now, would he make it? No, Adrian says a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yep.
I didn't realize his numbers were that good.
He's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers.
Way more than
DeGrom. He should be in.
Okay. I didn't realize his numbers were that good. I think that I think he could go in. He's probably, I mean, pitchers, they can go into their 40s. So you think he's got at least 4 more good years? I mean, he's on a good team, first of all.
Look at Verlander.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, as stupid as this sounds, it's guaranteed he's not going to make it in first 3 years. He'll be one of those individuals where they'll probably look at him getting in towards the end of his 10-year
the chat
eligibility.
says he's in. Everybody's saying he's in.
Yeah, I'm saying he's in too, but
Yeah.
it won't be first year or second year.
It depends who's on the ballot.
That's another thing
that always comes into play too. I mean, if you look at his numbers this year, I mean, he's 3.06 ERA. His career's a 3.04. He's 3-3. The Braves have been struggling without Acuna in there. You know, maybe they can turn it around now. If he gets like another 10 wins this year,
because he's got 15 seasons under his belt.
Yeah, but how many of those seasons was he injured? There were a lot of years where can you pull up his yearly stats by year? Yeah, scroll down a little bit. No, I don't think it's going to be there. It's going to. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, his first 2 years,
he didn't pitch much.
Well, he was a reliever his first 2 years, pretty much. He was like a mid, and then he went and became a starter in 2012. And look at those numbers right up until 2019. And that's when it fell apart. And then he came back in 2024. So there's like a 5-year span right there where he just wasn't himself. He was battling injuries and everything
2022, he only pitched 2 games.
Yeah.
21, only 9. Nothing in 2020.
Yeah, if you look at 19, that's where it kind of like that's like an un-Chris Sale kind of year.
Yeah.
And then, he was definitely hurt. He's probably pitching through it and then just never really recouped until, came back with the Braves in 24. So, yeah, I mean, if those 5 years were not subject to injury, where would he actually be? I mean, he'd probably be at 220 wins, 230 wins, and then guaranteed lock. But yeah, I think he can get in. I don't think he'll get in on first year, but it depends who's on the ballot that year too. I mean, can you compare his numbers to Felix Hernandez?
Yeah, we could actually do that. Let's see.
Why don't we take a look at that?
Okay, so we're gonna go here because they should be they should have debuted around the same time, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think Felix might have been a little bit earlier.
All right, so let's
maybe by about 5 years. I'm thinking off the top of my head.
Felix Hernandez.
See, this is what I like. I like this Hall of Fame talk, and then we can actually pull up. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so Hernandez games and pitch. Wow. Okay, scroll. How many years did Felix actually pitch?
Okay, so Felix has been in since he debuted.
Yeah, that's what I thought, about 5 years before Sale.
So what we'll do is let's go from 2010 to current. All right, so 2010 for Sale to current. Felix will go 2010 to current. And
you screwed that up. Go back to go to 2019 because that's his last season. That's only 9 years. So if you go to 2019 for Sale and see how their how those years kind of like.
Okay, so we'll do 2019.
Yeah. Because that's when Sale went down and that's when Hernandez retired.
Okay. So we'll go there and see how we looking.
Oh, he's in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the numbers are, some of the numbers are better, but most of them are pretty much identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get in, but
Yeah,
like you said, not he won't get in on the first ballot, but
no,
depending
he
on
won't.
who's there.
He will get in, but they're gonna make him work for it.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he does.
Yeah,
I mean,
I honestly didn't think his numbers were that good,
yeah.
because when I got back in the hobby it was 2020, and he was hurt
Yeah.
and out for like 3 or 4 years.
So we'll see how it works out for old
You're right,
Craig.
Adrian. The numbers don't lie.
Yep.
You just got to take a look at them, dig into them a little bit.
Exactly. Now, this one is not really groundbreaking, but it's nice to see that kids are moving up in life.
There we go.
So we got Blaze Jordan, who just got promoted to AAA. So hopefully he does big things down there.
Now, he was one of the big chasers in what, 2021, Bowman?
21, 22. I'm leaning more towards 21.
It was Blaze and Austin Martin. Those were the two that we were looking for.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we'll see how that works out for him. All right. So touch up on some hobby a little bit. All right. So we know there was some drama with Kurt's Card Care, and PSA had made a statement way back when saying, you deal with Kurt, we catch you, you're done. We're taking your money, you're not getting no grades, move along. Well, they decided, if you can't beat them, join them.
Allegedly. Up the cards
Allegedly. Okay, so PSA has come out with a customer survey and asking everybody, how do they feel about these services? So some of the services with prices, because in the hobby, nothing is free. You got to pay $5 for a single sleeve, and it's used. So for graders notes, okay, if you want them at a bulk value submission, you're looking at $7.99 a card. You also get, for a low price of $2 per card, you get to have a fitted sleeve with the PSA logo on it. For another $3, they get to clean your card. Now, their definition of cleaning is they're going to clean and lightly buff the surface to remove fingerprints, smudges, dust, and reduce minor surface scratches prior to grading.
They hired Kurt and his team.
Pretty much. That's what I'm getting out of it. And lastly, for $5 per card, they'll even use an actual iPhone, not an Android, for premium images. Okay,
but it's an iPhone 7. So
it's an iPhone 7. Yes, it's not the first model. So, but at the same token, if you scroll to the bottom a little bit, they're taking a page out of Tag's book. They're considering and putting together a PSA submission kit, whereas for $25, PSA will send you materials that you would need to successfully package a submission in accordance with PSA standards, such as sleeves, bubble wrap, box, maybe some tape. I don't know. So you know exactly how to pack and ship your items.
And Tags was giving this all away with their one-time price.
This is correct.
Yeah.
So for the people that are still into the grading game, if you was given this customer service survey, would you be open to utilizing any of these services?
I would like to go in the words of the immortal George Carlin, but I'd have to do a gesture. And I don't know if we get banned from YouTube.
So Adrian is saying go to Ryan Hoag's tweet. So let me see what she is talking about. Okay, so this must be the one here.
There we go.
So basically, Ryan Hogue, who's the president of PSA, he's saying, I'm seeing plenty of buzz about a recent PSA card survey sent to customers. To be clear, we are always gauging interest for potential new service offerings, but this is simply a survey. The wipe service is relevant as we see more cards come in directly to grading from eBay, where collectors aren't able to inspect or wipe the cards themselves. It's not uncommon for PSA graders to remove fingerprints or smudges, but this concept would make it an official service we offer.
I think if you're going to submit a card, there's many, many videos out there on YouTube that shows you how to submit a card.
This is true.
And it's a microfiber. All you need is a little microfiber towel. You wipe down the card. I've seen it done hundreds of thousands of times. Why would you pay for something that you can do yourself?
Now, let's just say you frown upon the cleaning services. How about grader's notes? Wouldn't you want to know why exactly they gave you a PSA 7 for a card that you swore up and down would get minimum a 9?
Well, not for $7.99.
Okay, fair enough. How about a slab sleeve with the PSA logo on it?
No. What do I need that for?
Yeah.
It's already got a PSA logo on the slab. Why do I need a sleeve for $1.99? That's going to say PSA on it.
Now, how about a submission kit?
No.
You can't screw it up.
All right, so wait a minute. Let's add all that stuff up together. How much is it? So we got
so for a
10,
I'm gonna give you the numbers, Mike. We're gonna
$18. It's $18 more for all that stuff, but Tags does it for one price.
But here's the thing.
All right.
Take a bulk value submission, which is minimum 20 cards at $20 a piece.
Okay.
That's already over $400.
Right.
Add the grader's note at $8 times 20 cards.
Yeah, you're paying an extra $160.
Then you're gonna want them to clean it in case you miss something. So add another $3 to that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But wait, you don't have all the supplies. So you know what?
It's going to cost you an extra $18 to grade a card.
Yeah.
No, not worth it. Listen, everybody knows what the grades are on a card is. If it's a 10, if it's a 9, if it's an 8. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Why do you need grader's notes about it? You know? Okay, the card's an 8. All right, well, there's some defects in there I guess I didn't see. You know? But then again, you could get the guy coming in on Monday after he was just at a birthday party or something like that. He's all hungover and he's just started grading cards at 8 and 8 and 8 or whatever. He doesn't care. Or it's a Friday. The guy just wants to get the hell out of there and he just starts grading cards whatever he desires.
Well, here's the thing too. With the grading process itself, it's not just one grader.
Oh, I know.
You know, because they want to make sure that the grade that they initially are issuing is consistent, so they have a second set, maybe a third set of eyes to look at it.
Well, here's the thing: we know how many cards are going through there. You pull up the list every month of how many cards are going in through, Pokemon and all those other cards, football, baseball, and all this stuff. There's hundreds of thousands of cards going through every week. How many employees do they have there that they're going to grade? That they're going to okay, here's your junior grader. Well, now we're going to send it to the senior grader. And now we're going to send it to the expert grader. How many graders do they have there?
Enough to where they opened up a location in Florida and Texas.
Enough. They must have thousands of people working there. Seriously. I think we need an investigation to find out how many employees are actually employed by PSA. Because there should be numbers out there somewhere.
You would think.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, the volume that they're doing, it's crazy. It's crazy volume.
See, and what I don't understand is, I know there's been a couple of YouTube content creators out there who had the opportunity of having a tour through SGC headquarters, and they walked you through the whole process.
Yes, I have seen those videos.
What is it that PSA is doing that they don't want to make public? Okay, so Adrian is disagreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
If I get a 5 on the card that I was thinking would be at least a 9, I would love to know why I suck so bad. Love, tag, transparency. And I would want to know
that's
too.
what and Adrian, yes, I do agree with you with the 1 point. And I love tags transparency also, but it's just like, tags is not doing as many cards as PSA. PSA is, I don't know, millions of cards a week, a month. It's just like, how many people do they have working there?
Right.
To do it and to do it efficiently. And I know, okay, well, there's backlogs of 6 months and 3 months and 2 months and stuff like that. But according to, okay, so PSA has between 1,000 and 5,000 employees, according to the LinkedIn profile. Okay. So even if they had 1,000.
Okay, so Beast went to their LinkedIn page.
So we're going to have to start doing some math here. So if they have 5,000 employees and they have to do do you have any stats of the amount of cards they graded like last week or just like in a 1 week period?
I can pull that up real quick. Give me a minute. Let's go.
Yeah, because I'm curious at how many freaking cards they're grading here.
All right, so no, that's a bad example.
Yeah, that's a lot of cards for 1 week. So that's for a year.
Okay, so this is from May.
Okay, so just in a month. 1.65 million cards. All right, I'll get the calculator out here. Bear with me. Let's see. Let's see. 5, 6, 0, 0. Let me get enough. Okay. Divided by, even if, okay, between 1,000 and 5,000. Let's say 2,500.
Okay.
Okay. In a month, each person's grading 624 cards. Okay, I can see that.
How many cards you see them grading?
624.
Okay.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that. If that's 2,500, that's kind of like right in between.
Right.
Right in between. But that's not just graders. Okay. How many graders do they actually have?
Yeah,
because you have people.
5,000 is not is graders, it's packagers, it's shippers.
Thank you. People that put them in the slabs, people that slab them up, all that other stuff. There's a lot of people in there. So how many actual graders do they have? That's why I went with 2,500. It's probably less than that. It's probably like 1,250. So then they would be doing, and that comes out to 624 times 2 is 1,248 cards a month. So 1,248 cards a month. You're working 20 days work schedule. So 20 into that is okay. Yeah, it can be done.
So they put a note here too. There were 21 business days in the month of May.
Right. Okay. Actual business days. Right. So I just went 20, 4 weeks in a month.
So, I mean, I don't see why we can't be transparent like, our sister companies. Just throwing that out there.
There you go, Adrian. Yeah. With how much PSA charges, they need to be using technology similar to tag. Yep. Along with the human graders. Right.
Well, they did say, Adrian, in a posting way back when, that they have incorporated some new technology in the receiving process, because that was the start of the headache. They would have the packages already, but they weren't inputted into the system until weeks after they received the physical package. So I don't know. Whatever they're doing, it should be no secret. It's not like us trying to figure out what is the recipe to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Anyway, so that only comes out to 15 minutes per card and explains a lot. Okay.
And that's going and technically that's going through 3 graders.
Yeah.
So
okay, so according to a Google search, PSA around 100 graders. That's a little low.
That's way low.
I mean, he could be right. There could be one location.
Well, yeah, but how many locations do they have?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing different on the process of grading between PSA and SGC, because they're still using the same grading standards. They're still using the same grading scale. I mean, then you take tag where it's all AI encompassed, whereas SGC, they incorporate it a little bit, but mostly it's all human evaluated, and PSA could probably be a toss-up 50-50. I don't know.
Okay, so that was 1,560,000 cards that they graded. This is going to blow your mind. If I can get back to my calculator.
Is there a time limit on how long it takes to grade a card? They probably have some standard within PSA that they have to run through X amount of cards in X amount of time. So they just do the math internally.
Okay. So just say it's $20 to grade a card.
Right.
And they graded 1.56 million cards. Do you know how much money they made?
1.65.
Okay. Do you know how much money they made?
They make a killing.
$31 million in a month.
In just grading.
That's not counting, had to take out everything for salaries and supplies and all that other stuff. But just $20 at that amount of cards, 31 million.
And bulk value is the lowest level because they charge more for the quicker turnarounds, then the insurance, then the big boy cards that we want to go ahead and send in, all those 101s and
1.65 million. All right, so 33 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know, but again, I don't think PSA is doing anything special that they can't take us on a somewhat of a very brief tour, whether through Twitter or have somebody just film and put something on YouTube.
They're not going to do it.
I mean, it is what it is.
It's got to be like an assembly line of cards coming through there. Just on this belt.
Right.
And, they just keep rolling down this belt till the graders get them, and
Okay. So Beast put up a link there to get a better idea on the tips and tricks of what PSA does. So if you're interested in wanting to know more about it, feel free to check out that link that Beast put in the chat. Do appreciate that. But so we saw that Walmart is looking to get into the hobby, heavy, I guess. And GameStop already has been in it at some point, but now their CEO has taken to X, and he's talking about they're going to become less reliant on video games and start shifting their focus towards collectibles, trading cards, both sports and TCG, as well as grading.
Good luck.
That does not convince me or gives me that warm fuzzy that they're going to treat my stuff in a professional manner and run the risk of losing my stuff. So no, y'all can have that. That's that. Nope, not today. Not today, Satan. Oh man. All right. So what else we got going on here? I mean, we're making some damn good time. All right. So going down the line, the Royals' #1 prospect finally got the call because he only spent about a half an hour in the AAAs after he got promoted. So he'll be coming up to do his thing. Hopefully he lives up to the hype, just like every other big name prospect that we've seen. Didn't really live up to the hype, but not gonna mention players like Torkelson. He was hyped up every year for like the last 3 years, and they send him down. Then he tears it up in the minor leagues. Then they call him back up, and it's rinse and repeat.
It's like Joe Adell. there's a lot of players like that. There's a lot of players like that. Who's the last one that came up and actually stuck? Bobby? Julio?
Come
on, the first name
that comes to mind is Junior Caminero.
Oh, okay. Most recent, yes, absolutely. And Torkelson is doing fine, yeah, but he's been up and down for quite a bit.
Okay, so Gradeworthy is saying Austin Martin.
I don't know.
Mark is saying Ben Williams. Okay. So basically, here's a quick snapshot of Cagley. He was 6th overall in the 24 draft, 6 home runs and 47 AAA at bats. That's not bad. He's got a 1093 OPS in AAA. He's an avid base. Yeah, they labeled this kid the biggest collector in baseball.
Nice. One of us.
We love to see it. And he is chasing his own 1-on-1 MLB debut patch.
Oh, come on. Who's got it? Send it to him.
So we'll see how that works out. Who's Austin Martin? Yeah.
And this was what he was drafted last year? 6th overall pick last year. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I mean, but what sticks out to me about this kid though, Mike, he is a very tall first baseman. He is 6'5".
They're making him tall now. Every infielder's tall, it seems.
Jeez. Just imagine somebody like O'Neal Cruz playing behind the plate.
Yeah, I don't think I can imagine that. Yeah.
The knees will hate him for life.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something that I found pretty cool.
Of course you found it pretty cool. It's got Julio on it. Why not?
Besides Julio.
No, not besides.
So MLB Auctions is offering 30 different one-of-a-kind Lou Gehrig Day autographed Topps cards, one for each respective team, to pay homage to Lou Gehrig and their way of supporting ALS.
Oh, cool.
So this is pretty cool. I like that. And yes.
Do they have a list of the players from the teams? Do they have a list of the players from the teams, or like who gets that on? Okay, Ohtani. Yep.
Then you got Schemes.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. No actual list, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the biggest names for each team.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
So, like for the Diamondbacks, it'll likely be Corbin Carroll.
Well,
for the Royals, it'll probably be Bobby. So,
yeah, you can probably go down the team and pick out the player that's going to be. It's going to be kind of rough when you get to the Rockies and the Marlins, but now where can do you get these cards or pull these cards, or are they?
No, these are going to be Topps exclusive.
Oh, gotcha.
So, and I'm pretty sure that they're not going to be cheap.
Are they in like a Topps Now pack, and there's just one of one somewhere hanging in there?
Okay, so for the whole set, low price of $60.
So $60 you get. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So you get the whole set with the possibility of pulling a 1-on-1.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not bad.
Here you go. You got out of 25, the iron dark silver. Out of 4, the dark blue, and then the 1-on-1 gold.
Well, you know what? And the good thing is that the net proceeds donated go to the
This is what's most important.
Now,
Exactly.
I would buy something like that because it's going for a good cause, and there may not be a player in there that I particularly want or collect, but I would spend $60 for that just to support the cause.
Yep. And if you are interested in something like this, you got until June 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern time to claim yours. All right. And it takes about 2 to 3 weeks after the expiry date. So, I mean, it's pretty cool.
And how many cards are in the set? Is it one from every team, or is it
one
just...
It's going to be one from every team. And apparently the players have been carefully selected by MLB researcher and reporter Sarah Lang.
Okay.
Don't know who Sarah Lang is, but if she's putting in the time and effort to do it, more power to you, boo-boo. So, but that's pretty cool, though.
They're actually on the site now.
Yeah.
Yeah, June 2nd. Okay. It says a 30-card set. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty cool set to have.
All right. I like it. All right, so we talked about this very briefly today, and I know Adrian and I brought this up yesterday, but we're coming to the conclusion that all new baseball releases will go through the pre-order process, meaning the EQL. So
is this just higher end?
So 2025 Top Sterling, 2 cards per box, okay? $1,200. But wait, there's more. 2025 Bowman Sapphire. Adrian, pay attention. 4 cards per pack with 8 packs per box, 1 auto per. Low price, $450.
Oh, God.
Oh, appreciate that, Larkin. So Sarah Lang is a victim of ALS.
Okay, there you go.
Look, Alan is excited about the price.
Yeah, he's all in that Sterling.
Alan, when you do this, make sure you incorporate the G too, so we know that is way the fucking go. So, yeah, $450. Not sure how to feel about that.
If you don't know how to feel about that by now, you're numb.
All right, some more Cags. There goes the trial. We went over him. All right. Cleaning service.
GameStop. Walmart.
Okay. Then we got PSA. Prepping isn't allowed. Also PSA. Pay us to prep and reduce surface scratches. Can't make it up.
Yeah, you can't make that up.
Now, this one we did not bring up, but it looks like PSA is getting into a pecker checking measuring contest because they're setting up a grading facility in Florida right next door to SGC. And their quote here is, quicker turnaround is the goal. Operational efficiency is how we get there. We're building to better accommodate a growing global community that counts on PSA's expertise. You had me
when you're making $33 million a month. Yeah,
you had me convinced until you said PSA's expertise. Just saying.
What's up, Dom?
What's up, Dom?
Dom, they are charging $450 for Sapphire. You heard it here first.
Yep.
Well, maybe second.
Yeah, exactly.
It got into the Junkies last night.
So the Florida office is going to focus on trading cards at the outset, according to PSA. It'll be located next door to SGC. Both companies will continue to operate independently. Okay, so this is where SGC's headquarters is.
It's like a resort.
Exactly. And what else we got here? Both companies have been facing backlogs. Got that. So right now, the U.S. expansion means that PSA is going to have 5 grading hubs with its home still in California. They're going to open up a spot in Jersey and Tokyo with new offices in Canada and Europe.
What part of Jersey? I could drive to that.
Who knows?
I could start grading your cards.
I can tell you what, you're not going to find them in Teaneck or Hoboken.
No.
They announced plans to open an office in Germany while moving another facility from Nova Scotia to the Toronto area.
Oh, we'll get Jeff to start grading some cards.
There you go. Start putting him to work.
He's got 5 different pairs of glasses, so he's good.
Yeah, this is true. All right, so that's with that. And then we talked about this yesterday. It's funny how on the cover of the product, they have the #1 chaser on there, which is Charlie Condon. But it seems like everybody's looking more for Jesus Made.
Yeah.
You know, he sold about just under 2,000 copies of his Bowman first, followed by JJ Weatherholt. Then Charlie comes in. Pena at 800 and Kevin McGonigal at 700. So I don't know how to feel about that one. All right, so
it's all about the hype. Who's talking about who?
So that's pretty much everything that we went over. Some of it was mostly it's a carryover from yesterday with some actual baseball news that's going on today. Let us know if you couldn't watch the whole show in its entirety. If you go back and catch the replay, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about everything that we covered today. Johnny says, all of a sudden, Cardmunity members are getting Gem Mint 10s from Cards Jeff grades.
Let's go.
Yep. And guess what? He'll give us the family discount on cleaning services and grader's notes. So that's awesome.
Will we have to pay additional for the ship to Canada?
More than likely.
Yeah, probably. No, we don't have a special guest. We're still waiting for Arnie to come back. Who's alive and well?
$450 effing dollars for Sapphire. Yep. That's when you go cherry picking on eBay, Dom. Get your singles.
Yep. Get your singles.
So unless you have deep pockets, then you go ahead and go out there and get you a mega box, and you spend $450 and you recoup about 12.
I'm lucky I have pockets without holes in them now.
This is true. So other than that, I do appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out with us. Just to give everybody a quick insight on what's going on with Arnie. He's still alive and well. It's just adulting is beating him down to the ground, between personal matters, his job, and some other miscellaneous stuff that he mentioned, because he was kind of vague when he was explaining it to me. Adulting is getting the best of him, and it happens, So hopefully when he does come back, he comes back, refreshed, rejuvenated, picks up where he left off doing his live streams on Fridays, and we get to hear him vent about where the hobby is going on Mondays. So now, when he comes back, does that mean it's your turn to take a little hiatus, Mike?
No, I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to do this. I'm just kind of on a hiatus for my channel right now.
Yeah.
Just trying to enjoy the spring and enjoy the summer a little bit. And, as far as breaks, it's like, there's just nothing out there to do. I do have some irons on the fire. I do have some stuff coming in, so I will get back with a break. Just looking and hope that Tops and Fanatics doesn't screw up Platinum, because that's the one I'm looking for. And then Stadium Club, and then hopefully Update has something in it, because Series 2 doesn't have much.
Yeah,
this could be the worst year for flagship in God knows how long.
Look at I can't really say 22 flagship in its entirety, because Update made up for Series 2 and Series 1.
That's what I'm talking about, its entirety. All three sets. I think 2021 was bad.
Yeah.
But this could be worse than 2021, which is really bad. And 2020, I'm going to give that one a pass because Series 1 was good, but then because of the, them playing in the bubble and the season being short, there was only who we're looking for in Series 2, Luis Robert, and then update, we were only looking for Randy Arozarena, who already had a card in Series 1, the Cardinals. But yeah, it's just, I guess it depends on the rookie class for each year. I mean, who knows? Maybe some of these rookie cards that we have will break out, 2 or 3 years from now. But last I saw Platinum looking late August or September. Yeah, that's what we've been hearing. We're on a Topps Chrome Platinum Facebook page. On Enfuego and we keep getting updates on that, and that's when it's looking like. So that would be pretty awesome. If it comes out around then. But yeah, I know Luis Robert is awful this year. Yes.
When isn't he awful?
Hey, just never lived up to it. I mean, he had that great first season. Second season wasn't that bad, but then after that, down.
Yeah, about that whole Juan Soto thing. So
I think the only team that ever made out of that Juan Soto deal was the Nationals.
Yeah,
no doubt. They're going to be good. Give them like 3 or 4 years. They need to add a few pieces.
I mean, they got a good foundation. They just got to capitalize on it. Okay, there goes Allen showing off again. I have a Sapphire Red 2022 update Brendan Donovan rookie from its initial release.
There we go.
That Allen, he is one collector that changes his collecting habits more than I change my underwear.
He's like a chameleon.
Yeah,
he just changes colors all the time. But he always knows who to go for.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yep.
Who was Brendan Donovan?
Oh man,
he's on my fantasy team. He's doing really well. Let's see. He's only batting .323 this year with 4 home runs, 24 RBIs, 18 walks, and 27 strikeouts with 70 hits. So yeah, he's doing okay. I would say.
Phil wants to know what's going on with the Phillies there, Mike.
What do you mean what's going on with the Phillies? Who said that? What's wrong with that? Harper. Harper in the lineup is the difference. There's nobody to fear in that lineup except for Schwarber. You get Harper in there. I don't care if Harper's batting .220. He's still a threat, and he just gels that whole lineup right
now. Oh, man, that is great, though. But, yeah, so I couldn't do a live stream last week because I was going to do a mailbox, a mail opening live stream. But, again, I got evicted from one studio, moved into the other. Wanted to get the show back up and running, but this Saturday I am going to be going live and opening up a metric shit ton of mail that I just have here collecting dust.
So Sean asked earlier if you could do like a whirl around of your closet.
Well, that's going to.
All you got to do is pick up the camera and move it around.
Well, I got to stand up to reach the camera. All right, so here's what we're going to do.
He's not moving. Again, there we go.
So, starting from here, okay, that's my vanity. So basically, that's like a little modified corkboard that the wife put together. Then all my platinum anniversary A-rods. Okay, got them all across. Then we transition into the Julios. Then I got this awesome little wall right here.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Okay. Got
cool.
All my signed baseballs, minus the Alex, which is right there. Now, that logo, my daughter actually drew that and painted it herself.
Cool.
And to make it even cooler, I don't know if you can see it. Hold on.
I see a trash can.
She actually put her signature in Japanese.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So that's all that. Now, Alfonso Soriano jersey. The wife picked that up. The evolution of baseball. I've got Ahmed Rosario's signed bat behind me. Then I've got Chuck Knobloch's jersey.
I know where you got that from.
Uh-huh. And then over there, I got some more platinum anniversary hung up. I got Beast's little customized artwork that he did for me way back when. And then all my supplies. Plus some nice cool stuff there. And then the very top.
Is that a samurai sword up there?
No, that's a sword that you're issued when you reach a certain rank in the military when I was in the Marine Corps. And then she did the Junkies pillow. She did a pillow of herself. I got a pillow of me back in my prime. I think I was batting 450 when I first started out. Then she's got my mantles up there. And then that white little card in the middle is a card that my daughter drew when she was 2. So that's pretty much everything that she did for me. So it's pretty awesome.
So that's Enfuego's card closet right there.
Yes, it is.
That is pretty awesome. You got a lot of stuff going on in there.
And the funny thing is, I did not realize I had so much stuff because how it was presented to me was my wife was like, what is your envision of the room? And I'm like, supplies behind me. And that was it. I didn't realize I had all this stuff at her disposal that she could do whatever the hell she wanted with it.
She did a great job.
Okay, so this is pretty cool though. But other than that, yeah. So what we got here? I actually do have a bat of a Julio auto bat too.
I think he needs a glove.
Well, I've got the bat. I've got the jersey.
You got the ball.
I got the ball. So got a couple of cards. Yeah, a cleat maybe, a glove, a jock strap. Too much? No? Who knows? But yeah, they did this to basically see a grown 46-year-old boo-hoo like a big ass baby, and they got it.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
You know,
they got all that stuff in that space, and it looks amazing.
It's like every time I come in here, yeah, it's basically my safe haven.
Yeah.
So
your fortress of solitude.
Yep. So this is awesome. I am going to go ahead and go live on Saturday. I'll put a posting on my community tab with the time, and I'm just going to open up a whole bunch of stuff. And what I got opening is basically stuff from some of your breaks. I got some packages that I picked up off of eBay. I think I got into some other breaks. I got the Jung Hoo Lee redemption that
oh, nice.
Sent back.
Okay, cool.
So that's what we're gonna be doing. You got anything coming down in the chute?
No, I don't have too much. I've just been kind of taking a break, enjoying the spring, enjoying the summer, and I'll get back into it soon.
Yes, it is, Kenny.
Just going to hang out with everybody right now. That's about it.
Yeah. Can't really complain with that. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
But again, if you haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and do so. I do appreciate it. Make sure y'all, if you missed the podcast yesterday, you can listen to it on your way to work, or you can catch the replay on Adrian's channel Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be the standard. And that's pretty much it. So with that, have a good night, everybody. We will catch you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Have a good one, everyone.